Okay guys, so I have the craziest story to tell all of you, because you are all the most amazing fans that the queen of YouTube and T channels could ever ask for. So basically, for some context, I live in a house by myself. My boyfriend Henry used to live with me, but unfortunately I found him cheating on me with my best friend's mom. And honestly, I can't blame him, because even though I'm not a lesbian, I can admit that she is probably the most beautiful woman that I have ever seen. And once she made me cookies because I was sad, and I literally asked her to adopt me, but she said that she couldn't. And I asked why, and she told me that it would be a bit weird since she used to date my boyfriend. So I was like, oh, when was this? I didn't know that he was into older women, and she said that they only broke up last week, and that's how I found out that he was cheating. So I decided to kick him out of my house, and I got all of his stuff and then put it in his car and set everything on fire to teach him not to mess with me. But I'm not gonna lie, I do miss him a lot, and when I get out of my feelings I'll probably take him back because I really crave male validation. Anyways, back onto my story. So I kicked my boyfriend out and was adjusting to living by myself. I got really bored, so I ordered myself Thai food and watched Heartstopper on Netflix, and let me tell y'all that I was 2 bottles of wine and a whole Thai red curry deep into this show, and the end made me cry so bad that I actually threw up the curry all over my new sofa. Then I went upstairs to bed because I had cried enough for one night and I was exhausted, but I was rudely woken up in the middle of the night. Now what woke me up, I hear all of you ask? Well, I had no idea, but whatever I thought it was, I knew it would be scary. I thought to myself, Anna, you have just broken up with your cheating boyfriend and have basically no friends, and your views are low-key flopping, so if you died tonight it would literally be so embarrassing. So I decided to lower the music and see what was happening downstairs where the noise was coming from. I looked for a weapon to take downstairs with me, but because I am such a Y2K bimbo core girl, everything in my room is pink and fluffy, so this proved to be a challenge. But then when I looked in my walk-in closet full of all the designer clothes that I am in debt to Klarna for, I stumbled across a gymnastics trophy that I won back in middle school. And I know you're probably thinking, oh my god, Anna, multi-talented queen, how were you ever a gymnast? It's giving Simone Biles, it's giving upper body strength, it's giving jack of all trades. Yes, I know, but it's also low-key sad that I was once winning trophies in sport and now I haven't moved a single muscle in my body in 3 years, unless it's to go to the kitchen to binge on some Takis. But anyway, I grabbed the trophy and started to slowly walk downstairs. As you all can probably imagine, I have the most dainty feminine little feet, so there was not a single crack or sound as I fluttered down my stairs like one of those weird fairy girls on TikTok. I stayed on the stairs for a little while because I wanted to see if I could hear what had gotten into my house before I beat it to death. Honestly, bitches wanna say that Kim Jong-un has weapons of mass destruction, but they haven't seen what I can do with a middle school gymnastics trophy. I am literally like Katana from Mortal Kombat wielding that thing around. I could hear the unidentified creature making sounds from my kitchen, and I thought, oh my god, it's going to steal all of my Takis that I bought off the TikTok shop, and I was getting so mad. I could literally feel my veins fill up with rage. I started walking down the stairs again and stepped into my hallway, where I could see that the door had been opened and someone had just decided to let themselves in, which was really weird because I always lock my door because someone breaking into my house is literally like my worst nightmare. I slowly creeped through my living room and was surprised to see that the TV was on. Whoever had broken into my house was obviously a little bit fruity because they were watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I got closer and closer to the kitchen. Each step that I took I felt more and more scared and wish I had some of James Charles Barrel diapers on, because I could not promise myself that my IBS would be kept under control, especially because of all of the food and wine that I had the night before. I knew that a storm was on its way. I stepped inside the kitchen and what I saw before me was literally terrifying. It was my boyfriend Henry, but he looked like a cast member of The Walking Dead. It was so scary. He was soaked in a mysterious liquid and had sticks and leaves in his hair, and the worst part of it all was that he had eaten all of my Takis. I was so angry, I was about to slap this man harder than Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. I said, Henry, what are you doing? And he just looked up and grunted. I was so confused, and so I asked him again, Henry, what the F do you think you're doing, you stupid b****? Those are my Takis that you're eating, and I was going to have them for breakfast tomorrow, but now I'm just going to have to starve. He then looked up at me again and realized where he was. He was completely out of it. I couldn't tell if he was drunk or possessed, but he looked like there was not a single thought behind his eyes. He said, Anna, is that you? And I said, yes, it is. Are you blind? He then came to his senses and just kept saying, sorry Anna, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, oh my god. I was like, yeah, you will be sorry, you just ate all of my Takis and broke into my house. I asked what he was doing here, and he said that him and his new sexy older girlfriend had an argument and she kicked him out of the house. So I asked why he was acting weird and had a jungle on top of his head, and he said that apparently she pushed him out of the bedroom window, so he probably had a concussion and fell on the bush outside the front of the house. By this point I had calmed down, but there were still a lot of questions left unanswered. I asked him why he was soaking wet, and he told me that his girlfriend had covered him in milk, which I know sounds really weird, but it made sense since Henry is super lactose intolerant, so she probably poured milk over him when they were arguing. So all of the pieces were coming together now. Henry told me that he missed me, and at first I wanted to give him another concussion for eating all of my Takis and breaking in, but as I looked in his eyes I realized I missed him as well. He said, Anna, I was so stupid and dumb. I can never make it up to you for what I did, but could you find it in your heart to take me back? I had never had such conflicting feelings. I thought to myself, Anna, if you take this man back you would be making such a fool out of yourself and would never be able to live this down. But then I remembered that Henry has like loads of money in Bitcoin that is probably going to be worth millions in a few years, so I was like, yeah, okay, I guess. And he gave me a hug and then we went to bed.